Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 11th of September going through until Sunday the 17th of September 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I've had a bit of a time trying to find a place to film this morning, so I'm sitting in the middle of a park here. I started out on the other side. There was this gorgeous little pond with ducks and everything, and I sat down and I was getting ready to film, and then suddenly this giant train came out of nowhere, and behind the wall were literally train tracks, so that was no good. So I'm trying again here, but I'm literally sitting in the middle of a park, so it's a bit awkward, but I'm just gonna see how this goes. Wish me luck, fingers crossed that this goes well. So what I do in these weekly horoscopes is I go through each day of the week to see how the planets interact, what energy they create amongst themselves. And the point of these horoscopes then is to try and figure out what that energy is, how it supports you in certain areas, and where there are certain challenges and issues. So by being aware of that, you can make the most, or that's the thinking behind this anyway, you can make the most of the positives and you can avoid some of the difficulties associated with the astrology. So first of all, starting with Monday the 11th of September, we've got the moon in Leo, which the way I interpret that is as very positive. The moon is your feelings, it's your heart, it's what you care about, it's a sense of home. And Leo is a sign associated with the height of summer, regardless of what hemisphere you're in. The traditional astrology chart is based on the northern hemisphere. So Leo is in August. It's when it's warm and sunny and life isn't that difficult. So there's time to be confident and to connect with other people and to be out and about and to entertain and to lead and to do all of these wonderful things. So that in itself gives you a lot of confidence. But then also it conjuncts Venus in Leo, and Venus has been direct since the 3rd of September. So it's all systems go as far as new relationships are concerned, starting new ventures that you really care about. And that in Leo is not very subtle. Again, Leo is look at me, I'm in the limelight, and Venus loves to love. She's the goddess of love and beauty and creativity. So the more public, the better. So that conjunction of the moon and Venus is, I love to have a good time. I like to be around other people. I want to express myself. I want to share my personality with other people and see what I get in response. I want to connect, basically. The Leo moon then also squares Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is the lucky planet of expansion and growth. And in Taurus, it's chances as far as the physical world are concerned. And Jupiter last week went into retrograde. So this kind of gives you a sense of growth from within. Anything is possible. Of course, I can do it because I'm me. That sense of maybe even overconfidence, but a sense of self-belief, and anything I touch, of course, that's going to go well because it's me doing it. So you may think that's kind of like a delusion, but if you approach things in that way, you kind of act as if you've already got the good outcome that you're looking for. That often works in my experience. The Leo moon then also trines Chiron in Aries, and it sextiles Mars in Libra. So Mars in Libra really allows you to connect with other people very nicely, but also in an intimate way and in a way that really kind of makes you respond in a certain sense that touches your feelings. And Chiron in Aries means that you're not going to forget about your own needs among all of this. I'm the one, out in the sun having fun here. I'm the one performing. So there's no risk of you kind of losing yourself in another person or something that you're really dedicated to. The sun in Virgo, and the sun, obviously this being the time of year, the sun being in Virgo, the sun is your conscious identity, what you're striving to be and what gives you a sense of satisfaction, right? And Virgo is kind of, even though it's often associated with being overly critical, it's kind of easily pleased, because as long as Virgo has a sense of I'm safe, I know where everything is, everything's organized, it's pretty satisfied. It likes to know where all of its stuff is. It likes to know what its place in the world is. It likes to learn. It likes to make sense of things. So with the sun being in Virgo, anything practical that needs taking care of, just do that as soon as you can. Try not to procrastinate and get things off your desk, so to speak, because that's going to immediately always give you a sense of satisfaction the whole week. So with the sun in Virgo, quincunxing Chiron in Aries, again, you've got your own interest at heart in the right place. Your focus is what can I get organized in my life. So it's a combination of earth and fire here, and it's really a good time to solidly plant both of your feet on the ground, but then not just to plant your feet, to also like dance and to celebrate and to have a good time in this spot that you've created for yourself in your life right now. So on Monday, there's passion and excitement in the air, and you're really ready and kind of eager to get down to business. You work well with other people. You can present well, you can brainstorm, you can work as a team, but you can also represent your own interests very well. So you can stand up for yourself and kind of counter anything that you don't particularly like. So it is a good day to get things done on your own and as a team. If you spot some important detail that seems off to you, address that as soon as possible. And again, same thing as getting paperwork off your desk. Try and get things cleared ASAP. You're super productive, you're organized, you're capable, and there's a much greater sense of peace and comfort in I've got all my work done than having it kind of hang over you, and you will feel that with the sun being in Virgo. On Tuesday, the 12th of September, we've got the moon still in Leo, so positive, energized. It squares Uranus and Taurus. I want to effect some change. I want to experience the world differently. I want to have a good time here, experiencing something new. It trines Chiron in Aries, so still, what am I getting out of this? And it quincunxes Neptune in Pisces and Pluto in Capricorn. So I want to have a different experience of my life and of my day that kind of speaks to me on a dream level. So what that says to me is I want to experience things which are magical and new and thought-provoking and inspiring, and just connect me with this sense of, wow, the world is full of miraculous things that I don't know about, and I want to be surprised by one of those things today. So on Tuesday the 12th, I think chaos is your friend. The new is really at the top of your list. And you'll want to have a unique experience, or even you'll want to shake things up and kind of get rid of a lot of the routine and things which are kind of like part of the furniture almost. So expect some changes on Tuesday, and expect the unexpected to show up. Try and be adaptable and go with the flow. Either the changes may come from other people or you may be the cause. So if you're looking to change things up or to have new experiences, if possible, I wouldn't stand in my own way and just give permission as such to have those new experiences, because it will be really fulfilling and nourishing, and all those kind of things go into building your confidence, and then that confidence translates into you being able to do things because you have that energy and that trust in yourself. So it's almost like having a good time or getting in touch with your inner child and experiencing joy in life. I mean, it may be a cliche, but I've always found that to be the most empowering thing ever. And the other thing which really surprised me when I first started working with it is just doing a kind of a meditation where you focus on lights. As in, lights and colors, and I often associate the colors with the different chakras, you know, so red is the root chakra, like the physical realm, yellow is the solar plexus, control, energy, joy, blue is kind of talking and communication. And whenever I did those, kind of to surround myself in certain types of life, to protect myself or heal myself or inspire me or something, I always found the results amazing. So try that out. I really recommend it. So let's see, where are we? Where am I? Wednesday? Am I on Wednesday? Wednesday, the 13th of September. We've got the moon going into Virgo at 4:18 in the morning. So the moon in Virgo is now joining the sun in Virgo, and it's really Virgo season. Like I said, Virgo likes to be grounded and organized and likes to understand things. It's ruled by Mercury, the communication planet, which by the way goes direct on the 15th. So communication becomes less difficult, transportation less problematic. But here on Wednesday, with the moon going into Virgo, we've got both your heart and your head in the sign of Virgo, which ultimately likes to make sense out of chaos. And the day before, Tuesday, I said chaos is your friend. So you may experience some whiplash here on Wednesday, where it's like, I want to do all of these outlandish, exciting new things, but on some level I feel driven to kind of get things organized and structured. So it's this push and pull effect between who do I want to be and what do I want to experience versus what are my duties and obligations and what do I need to look after. So that can create a lot of friction. What I would recommend is that you allow yourself some playtime. If you force yourself to just knuckle down and to be sensible all week, you're going to be very frustrated, I think. The Virgo moon then opposes Saturn in Pisces and it conjuncts Mercury in Virgo. So the Virgo moon with the opposition of Saturn in Pisces and Mercury being in retrograde may now make you kind of see things in a way that doesn't allow you to overcome yourself and your own opinions and your own kind of established beliefs that you've gathered through experience. So you're seeing everything from this kind of lens that includes your own personal experience, and that creates room for potential error on Wednesday. So with that shift into Virgo, I think you start to become more rigid and kind of just results oriented. If you're self-critical, really just make a promise to yourself on Wednesday, I am not going to criticize myself. I'm going to lay off. Because the criticism, that is useful when you're looking and you're pointing at things which can be changed and can be criticized and altered, right? When you're doing it on yourself, especially things that you have no control over, it can often be really demoralizing. So there may be a very strict inner sense of what ought to be. So the rules are back. It's like finger wagging. And you could really go after yourself if you're not up to your own expectations. So it's a good day to kind of relax, to do things which relax you, whether it's taking a bath or meditating or whatever it may be. But ultimately, it's not about going after yourself. And if things don't work exactly as you expected them to, then that's not the end of the world either. It's important to just keep perspective on Wednesday and not to get hooked into the details and what all of that means. Thursday, the 14th of September, we've got the Virgo moon now forming a trine with Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, and it quincunxes Chiron in Aries. So I want to make sense of things. I want to then build on my own understanding of what is, because that is my own self-interest. It is the day before Mercury goes direct, the communication planet starts to operate normally again. So that desire to kind of jump into something that's totally unique and different, especially if it's based on a whim. Like if you have just had this idea like 5 minutes ago and now it's the most important thing ever and you have to do it. Don't trust that so much and really look over it to see if you got all the information. Usually something that you're meant to go ahead with is repetitive and you get the guidance more than once. The Virgo moon also conjuncts the sun in Virgo. So I want to understand, but the problem with Virgo is that it can often be very short-sighted, right? Excuse me, there's a spider on the camera. It's like I've got, 80 socks that I need to like organize, and if there's one sock missing, and I'm exaggerating, obviously, then it's the end of the world because I've got 78 lined up and now I've got one loose one. Terrible, right? But it doesn't actually remember that the light bill hasn't been paid and you don't even get to see your socks because there's no electricity. That's the kind of thing that Virgo is problematic with. It can worry about the wrong thing. It can be overly critical about things which are actually designed to help. And it just sometimes needs some spectacles, right, to clear the vision. So on Thursday, I would pay attention to that. But also, if you're able to use that critical ability to and focus it on something that you can alter, you'll be able to take amazing action based on the work you've done on Wednesday and Thursday. That analytical work, it kind of comes together to give you a new plan for action. So the keen eye for detail is meant to be used to improve your life circumstances through change and isn't meant to be directed at the self as much, where it's like a magnifying lens, when the sun comes and it burns a piece of paper. It's just too much focus when it comes to the self. So really, again, just cool it when it comes to any form of self-criticism. You can make self-improvements, but the focus is more on the external world. So if you suddenly notice something about yourself that you're like, oh, I don't like this, but I have the opportunity to really change it here, then yes, great, go for it. But I'm saying that those opportunities are much more likely to exist out there, as in I can make changes to how I live or where I live or what I do for work or the way I eat or exercise or sleep or whatever it may be. Whatever schedule needs to be altered. On Friday, the 15th of September, We've got the new moon happening in Virgo at 3:40 in the morning. If you're in a different time zone, especially if you're west of Europe, so North or South America, it happens late in the evening on the 14th of September. In Europe, it happens at 3:40 in the morning. A new moon is when the moon goes pitch black. It pulls loads of energy in. Okay, people are starting to arrive, so I need to get out of here soon. It goes pitch black, right? So as far as the moon's concerned, it's like time out. I need to recharge for my next 28-day cycle. And it's pulling Virgo energy in. So we've got so much Virgo now. But on the 15th, Mercury also goes direct. So now we've got organization and the ability to structure things, but it's not problematic anymore. It's straightforward. So contracts and communications and things that need to be organized in that sense, you can really do now and not doubt yourself as much. Yes, the new moon happens in Virgo at 3:40 in the morning, and then Mercury does go direct. The Virgo moon opposes Neptune in Pisces, so that's very much about, I don't want to dream so much, I don't want to fantasize, I want to get things organized, and you can give in to that desire on Friday because you can get them organized properly. And it trines Pluto in Capricorn, so any plans you've made for change in your life, work, finances, anything again like that, it's really good time to now go ahead with all of those on Friday. The Sun in Virgo trines Uranus in Taurus, so I am able to deal and adapt to change easily. The moon then goes into Libra at 7:44 in the evening, so that puts the focus again even more on your relationships, which have been really good all week anyway. So relationship wise, this is amazing. And it gets even better on Friday. So spending time with friends, family, anyone you like, you're close to, that's going to be enjoyable and fun. And the Libra moon then quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. So the best time you'll have is kind of environments where you're on the same page with people. And I mean, that's kind of stating the obvious. You're going to have a better time hanging around people that you like and you get on with than people that you're constantly at odds with. But there's a focus on that in the sense of I can really have a good time and build greater relationships and really have amazing moments here with people I do know and I'm familiar with. I think that's a better way of saying it. Yeah. Okay, so on Friday the 15th, I'll make a separate video on the new moon in Virgo and give you more detail on exactly what the new moon forms relationships with. I mentioned this time zone difference. The new moon in Virgo in itself, it gives you a clarity of purpose, the ability to work with detail, to complete and to organize. You become very realistic in your approach and you can see things for what they are. And this now is kind of constructive self-criticism, as in seeing an addiction for what it is, or realizing that, for example, your work schedule could reasonably reduce to like 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week. And again, your relationships are supported. So if you're looking to make changes, you don't need to do all of that by yourself. Other people are going to be supportive. And it's a good time and a good day to talk and to share and to talk over things to get an even clearer picture of it. Saturday, the 16th of September, we have the Libra moon forming a conjunction with Mars in Libra. Okay, so we're cranking up the heat now, and this is really good for romantic relationships. It opposes Chiron in Aries, so you're really focused on what you can bring into another person's life and vice versa, what they can bring to you. It sextiles Venus in Leo. Oh, so the heat is really on now. So we've got Mars in Libra, so ambition, drive towards connection, especially with other people. And Venus in Leo, I want to feel some passion and excitement, and I want to be thrilled by another person. And it quincunxes Jupiter in Taurus, so let's make this big and the experience as big as possible. Venus in Leo squares Jupiter in Taurus. Wow. So we don't just have Jupiter forming a connection with the Libra moon, we also have Jupiter forming a connection with Venus, the ruler of Libra. So this is really an amazing day for romantic relationships, meeting someone new or enjoying the time spent with your partner. And I haven't seen a good day like this for romantic relationships in like months. So really, and I do these every week. So that means something. So for at least 7-8 weeks, we haven't had a great opportunity for new love and romantic relationships, like on Saturday the 16th. So Romantic relationships particularly are supported on this day. It's going to feel like the atmosphere is kind of charming and it feels atmospheric and positive. It's a great day to go on a first date and to experience real passion. Well, it depends on whether you are willing to experience real passion on a first date. It could be you've been on several dates and you experience real passion. That's optional, that's not mandatory, okay? Good luck. And the goddess of romance are kind of smiling down on you on Saturday, so make sure you make the most of their positive influences. Finally, on Sunday, the 17th of September, we've got Venus in Leo, still squaring Jupiter in Taurus, so love and romance. It's really a beautiful weekend to go away with someone you care about and to have an amazing time. The moon in Libra opposes Chiron in Aries, so there's friction, but not, I wouldn't say friction, I'd say balance between the self and relationships, and you can do both. And it squares Pluto in Capricorn and quincunxes Uranus in Taurus and Neptune in Pisces. So to me, that signals the promise or the potential to fall in love. So on Sunday, the romantic atmosphere continues and gets even stronger than the day before. You can make amazing memories on this day and experience, and it may sound like this is too much, but you can experience the beauty of life. Or if you haven't experienced that, tap into it, or if you've forgotten about it, re-experience it. You know that feeling of, oh my, it's so good to be alive. I'm waking up in the morning, I'm seeing the sun, and it's going to be a great day. It's just that simple joy of being present. So spending that feeling and spending the day with someone else will make it even better. So yeah, if you're single and looking, it's an amazing weekend to find. Yes, so that's what I get for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful day. Excuse the noise, please. I was going to film the video on the new moon as well now, but I think I'm going to do that elsewhere at a different time. Yeah, so I hope this has given you an idea of what you'll be working with this week. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all four to answer any questions you may have. So if you're looking to change what you do work-wise, or if you're questioning what your life purpose is, what's coming up in future, relationships, travel, education, finance, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, there's a process called chart rectification. That's where you send me 10 or more significant life events, so things that have happened to you that have kind of shaped your experience. If you send me those, I can actually work out the time of birth if you don't have it. And that's important because the chart changes every 4 minutes. So the more accurate the time is, the more accurate your chart is. So if you would like me to rectify your chart, please also get in touch via the website. I hope you have a wonderful week. Check out some of my other videos. Oh, and I am still doing the daily tarot reading, but those are now available to members of my channel. I've made memberships available, and that's really, really helpful to me in terms of doing the daily tarot reading. So thank you to everyone who's become a member of my channel. I really appreciate your support. But if you have been wondering where those daily videos have gone, they're still being uploaded regularly. So if you want to see those, and you can, please do consider becoming a member of this channel. That would be wonderful. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.